quite young. They're just learning how to be expert showmen, and they're going to come in here and just show you how to do it.
Hey, come on, Pee-wee.
Don't get shy. We don't fight.
I wrote it down in this book. That goes here, and it wasn't in
Hey, so, what? What? Okay, see, I can't come right now because I'm working. Are you going on a... Hey, do you know where the swine barn is? Do you know where the swine barn is? Okay, the goats are being shown right below it under a blue and white tent. Well, that's because you're in a place that's too loud. Okay, Natalie. You know where the swine barn is. Below the swine barn, there's a blue and white tent where they're showing goats. That's where I am. Okay, bye. I was talking to
Then it would become a tug of war. Yeah, that's right. That one was we hated everyone in the
That's a better overall
Coming up at 12:30, Fun with Miniature Dog. The Horse Arena, brought to you by Hummingbird Hill Ranch. Nevada County Master Gardeners presents Warm Composting with Dorinda Kelly at the PAG Experience. And the Budweiser Music Stage presents Uncle Junior, singing soul, funk, and rock. All those are coming up in 25 minutes at 12:30.
Hey, Natalie. Thank you for bringing me. Bye.
At this time, I'd like to acknowledge some of our sponsors. Let's Swap Tires presents Rodeo and Bucking. NorCal Construction presents Experience. NorCal Beverage Company Incorporated for sponsoring co-presenting sponsor of the 2013 Nevada County Fair. Penn Valley Auto Service sponsoring the rodeo. Real Graphic Source presenting the Shane Test. And Smarter Broadband presenting Double Bus. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
Okay, so this is my class of primary showmen. They need a round of applause for just coming out and showing today. These four young ladies actually did a really good job. I'm very impressed that from the minute they come into the ring, they were pretty much in control of their animals and walking around and have their animals with them. That's probably number one, is picking an animal that's going to cooperate with you in the ring. And all four of them, with the exception of a little rambunctious who's still up here that just doesn't want to be out here. But she could be fine at home and then just come to the fair, and it's not really fair to judge this animal or this young lady, but because they can switch their attitudes in a heartbeat. But she did a really good job dealing with that rough Joe, and so I appreciate that. The depth of knowledge on these young ladies for this age level is very impressive. Every one of them has several parts and even some unusual parts that they list. And so I appreciate that. That tells me that they're studying and that they care about being here today. Their ring procedure was absolutely correct. I didn't see any faults, with the exception of crossing over it a little bit late. But all four of you, I'm really, really impressed with you. Probably one of the greatest groups of primary showmen I've seen in a long time. And so because you all did so well, I'm going to give you a first place ribbon to everybody.
I thought we okay, I got oh
Brennan? That's
They're picking in front of the crowd and Jerry. So he's sitting there and I'm like, no, you're supposed to put. Mike is
Hi, Brian.
I kind of like make a move forward. Every time we try to like force ourselves or something.
Oh, that's the end of discussion, huh?
All I like to just go straight. Drag. Was it in that book? Was
I'm like, I don't even listen to the music.
Coming up in 5 minutes at 12:30. Fun with miniature donkeys. Presented by Hummingbird Hill Ranch at the Horse Arena. Again, experience warm coffee. Presented by Nevada County Master Garden. And at the Budweiser Soul Funk and Rock played by Go dance.
Why would you
Oh yeah, no problem. Don't worry about me. Hey, I'm ready to back
Have you
that's
Some of them haven't.
actually some have beard and some have and some have both, like that one has both. Right. Yeah. And there's just
What they do until they got it.
yeah, they don't do anything. Well, I think that's we have to go. See the baby
Enjoying it, yeah. Rubbing it in, rubbing it in.
As the Touched by a Child Foundation Day, parenting with the whole brain. And Blacklight Maze with music and Blacklight Puppets brought to you by Touched by a Dragon Tail Adventure. Also, at the Touched by a Child Foundation Day. At the Tumbleweed Day, Peter the Magician doing his magic. The Ringmaster's Best presents from Puzzle Kids and Team prizes at the special event. And at the Horse Arena, Wild Horses in the Road. Brought by the Journal and Manners. Those are all coming up at 1 o'clock today, 1.5 hours.
back in line, there's actually a way to do that. So your trainer goes into you, walk this way, there's enough room now, trainer go back into you, and you come back and you don't stop, okay? That's the ring position. They don't act, they're not horses, okay? Alright. I'm going to bring you young lady up here to the second place position, and we're going to take the next one.
Hey, I forgot to bring a battery over here. I don't need a new one. What? I have 25 minutes left on it. For what? I agree with everything you're saying.
You alright?
I was looking at. This one.
We'd like to acknowledge some of our sponsors. Fires and Cigars, sponsoring a recent event. Sponsoring a recent event, along with Best Franklin brand on scrap layout. Local flowers. Best floriculture. Fisher Towing. Best arena event. As does Grass Valley Courtyard. And the High House presenting the special event stage. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Very awesome. The Nevada County Fair is a free event. Nevada County Fairgrounds does not allow spring fairs.
Okay, this is my class of junior showmen, and you can go ahead and applaud for them because I worked pretty hard. For me, showmanship is a lot about general knowledge, the question portion of showmanship. I put a lot of emphasis on that for me, and then the ability to show your animal in the ring, cleanliness, all of that is kind of secondary, but the ring procedures and such is important. You need to know how to do that for a couple different reasons. It's the rules. We base that around safety of yourself and the animals, and it's the criteria which NPGA set out for showmanship. So I'm going to start the class with a young man who was just very confident in his answers, and he was the only one, believe it or not, the only one to answer one of my primary questions I set out to ask today. And so my advice to the rest of you, if you remember that question, is go ahead and go study, okay? Because it's really not that hard. It's a general part on the animal, and you all should know it. And so for answering the bulk of my questions appropriately, the confidence in which he did that, and for his overall ring procedures today, he's going to start the class. Very deserving young man. Again, I'm going to start 2 over 3 today for her confidence. This young lady is just very confident. She's extremely poised and articulate in her speech. So for those reasons, she's placing over number 3. Number 3 today is going to be over number 4. Just for Dimler having more depth of knowledge, she was able to answer more of those questions. I worked with all of these guys on those ring procedures, so from here on back, you all are in the same slate. So I'm basing this placing on how well you worked with what I gave you today, and when I brought you out and talked to you, your depth of knowledge over number 4. I appreciate this young man in the 4th place because when he didn't know the answer, he was correct in telling me that he would seek that out, and I'm going to be here all day, so go ahead and find out the answers and bring it back to me, okay? And so then number 5 over the rest of the class is for being more correct in her procedures around the ring, being on the correct side of her animal, having a more cooperative animal, and for never placing your knee on the ground, okay? Never, ever, ever, and so for that reason, you're standing in this place and above the rest of the class. Thank you.
للحبيب الجميل Static. The cold is a knife I can feel. The rain's coming over the breastbone and...
Welcome to the adventures of Tom Sawyer, Summer in Hannibal. My name is Samuel Clemens. I want to be a writer when I grow up, and I'm thinking about changing my name someday to Mark Twain. Mark Twain is a riverboat term measuring 2 fathoms, 12 feet in depth. I don't know why I like that name, but I do. I grew up right here in Hannibal, Missouri. But don't try and take any pictures, though, because the city council doesn't allow it. Please try to remain seated until the intermission, but if you must exit, please do so through those doors on your left. And if you have those noisy things you modern people hooked up to your ears, please turn them off now. This performing group is a non-profit corporation dedicated to the education of children through the theater arts. That includes both audience and cast members. This theater troupe is in its 29th year and needs your support to keep going. I hear it's the longest running theater troupe in the area. Please become a member of PAG today. You'll find the information in your program. If everyone would join for the $30 membership, it would help this troupe of young people to keep on performing. I hear that more than 3,000 children have participated in PAG's theater program, all performing on stage, just as I am doing today. Please join PAG today and touch the life of a child forever. Be sure to mark your calendars for fall musical production of The Lost Princess of Oz, the second book. I tell it's a wonderful story, even better than the first one. It's the first 2 weekends in November. Thank you for supporting the Theater of the Children. Enjoy the performance. But me, I'm going fishing.
Mary Sawyer! Mary! Hold on to your horses, Sue Harper. She'll be out in a minute. Say, Samuel Clemens, that was sure so fancy, right? And you did for the church social last Saturday night. You flogging wasn't so bad either, Sue Harper. You can really kick up your heels. There's Mary. I gotta go. I just saw him. He's headed this way.
Who?
The new doctor.
You mean Doc Robinson?
He'll be coming around that corner any minute now.
Let's sit on my porch and wait, so we won't be so obvious.
My little sister. Tell her to go away. She's too young. Go away, Nellie. We don't want you. Pa said I could come with you and you have to let me. Did your pa say we have to take her, Gracie? Well, you can't come. Nellie, you better. Besides, I have a secret. When you find out, you'll be glad I came along. What secret? She doesn't really have a secret. I do so, and if you're smart, you'll want me to tell you what it is. Tell us. Maybe I will and maybe I won't. Tell us! I brought 3 peppermint sticks. Pa gave them to me. Really? Give me mine. Now am I too young to come with you? No one's too young when it comes to peppermint sticks. Ain't it so, Molly? Sure, no one's too young when it comes to peppermint sticks. I thought you'd see it my way.
Does my hair look alright?
You look fine, Sue.
You watch, I'm gonna marry him someday.
Shame on you, Sue Harper. He's an older man.
That's the point, Mary. I'm a mature woman like older men.
Well, we ain't exactly mature, and we're definitely not women.
But we will be.
We're only 13, going on 14.
But pretty soon we'll be 15. And with as many girls as there are in Hannibal, we'd better get a head start.
There he is.
He's so handsome.
And he's a doctor.
And he's not that old, Mary Sawyer. Come on, let's follow him.
Sue?
Come on, just act natural.
Old Missouri, where people come when they want to be free. On the Mississippi River, where there's no such thing as a lock or key. Tell your troubles to the river and watch your problems melt downstream. On the Mississippi River, where you can take it easy and life is a dream. For the longest river in the world travels through 10 states. 4,300 miles on takes your breath away.
You young guys better run along now and get ready for school. And Hope, don't forget to wash behind Charity's ears.
Yes, Mama. I can wash my own ears. I'm old enough to wash my own
And
ears.
Charity, you mind your sister.
I will, Mama, but last time Hope got in a hurry and made Faith wash him and she made him sore for days. That's only because you squirred. I could sit still, Charlie, but no, you've been still for 1 minute. I can wash my own ears. I'm old
Enough! Mercy!
Yes, Mama?
No, patience.
Yes, Mama?
I wasn't calling you. I only meant we all need to exhibit a little patience.
Yes, Mama.
Now, trot yourselves on up to the house and don't stop for anything.
But, Mama, who's going to wash behind my ears?
Faith, you wash behind Mercy's ears when you get on up to the house. Now get, all of you.
How charming to name all of one's children after the Lord's blessed virtue.
Well, it just seemed fitting and proper. Truth is, it gets confusing from time to time.
My name is Samuel Clemens. I know this town like the back of my hand. I've lived all my life, seen everything that can happen in this land. I keep my two eyes open. I know all its secrets. Someday I'll write it down. Someday when I get older.
Thelma Harper, have you seen my Tom?
No, Polly, I haven't seen hide nor hair from all morning.
I told him he better not be playing hooky just because it's the last day of school.
Holly, I think Cindy has just about enough yellow tickets to get a Bible. Only a few more verses to recite. It would look ever so impressive if we could do a Bible presentation and have the Reverend present it himself.
I'll see what I can do, Myrtle. I know he's been walking around reciting verses like it's going out of style.
I've seen him too. You'd never know Sid and Tom are half-brothers just by looking at them. They're like night and day.
See you Sunday, Polly. Hillary, I just gotta have that recipe for the ham hock and lima beans you served at the church social last week. You'll tell it to me, won't you, on our way up the hill?
Well, you take the ham hocks, you soak them in vinegar and salt water. Mix them tender. Brings out the flavor. Then you chop them. Tom! What's wrong with that boy? I wonder. You, Tom!
Alive on the river is a happy time on the live-long day. Better watch where you're going. One wrong step and you'll be swept away on the Mississippi River. The water is calm and follows its course. The blood of Missouri, carrying your soul back to its source.
Look, the steamboat's coming.
It's a coming up the river! Is it going to stop at Hannibal? Do you think it's stopping at Hannibal?
That depends on what it's carrying.
It could be carrying crops.
Or pot?
But it's not carrying timber. Yes, it must be timber.
Is it going to stop at Hannibal? Do you think it's stopping at Hannibal?
Maybe, maybe not.
It might just be headed up the river towards Keokuk.
Well, we'll soon find out. It'll stop or pass us by.
When you live on the river, Mississippi is an easy word to spell. Class?
M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. You can't escape the rivers there wherever you go. It's a simple way of life. This is what we know.
Tell your troubles to the river. Tell your troubles to the river. Tell your troubles to the river. And watch your problems melt downstream in Hannibal, Missouri. In Hannibal, Missouri. In Hannibal, Missouri. Where you can take it easy and life is a dream. Life is a dream. Life is a dream. Life is a dream.
Well, I swear, if I ever get a hold of you, I never did see the likes of that boy. You, Tom! There, I might have known you were somewhere near, getting into some sort of mischief. What you been doing there? Nothing. Hold out your hand so I can see them. The other hand. Look at your hands and look at your mouth. What is that?
I don't know, Aunt Polly.
I know what it is, Aunt Polly. I know what it is, and I saw him take it out of the kitchen, too.
Well, I can see what it is, Sid. It's strawberry jam. That's what it is. 40 times have I said, if you didn't let that jam alone, I'd skin you alive. Sid, run and get the switch.
Yes, Aunt Polly.
My goodness, look behind you, Aunt Polly.
That boy'll be the death of me yet.
Aunt Polly!
Now stop your blubbering. You ain't hurt. Only stunned a bit. But Ma, look at your clothes.
They're all I have!
There now, City. You can go on in and change into your Sunday best if you want to. I know Tom's full of mischief. But Lord of me, he's my own dead sister's boy. Poor thing. And I ain't got the heart to lash him. He'll play hooky this afternoon when it gets hot. And he wants to go in swimming. And I'll just be obliged to make him work tomorrow to punish him. It's mighty hard to make him work on Saturdays when all the boys is having a holiday. But he hates work more than he hates anything else. And if I don't do some of my duty by him, I'd be the ruination of the child.
She'd never noticed if it hadn't been for Sid. Darn. But I'll lick Sid for that. I'll learn him but good. He must have looked pretty silly ashamed with that jam all over him. Served him right.
You're the new boy, ain't you?
What of it?
I can lick you.
I'd like to see you try.
Well, I can do it.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
I can.
You can't.
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 What's your name?
It isn't any of your business, maybe.
Well, I'll make it my business.
Well, why don't you?
Oh, you think you're mighty smart, don't you? Why, I can lick you with one hand tied behind me if I wanted to.
Well, why don't you? You say you can do it.
Smarty, you think it's something now, don't you? Oh, what a hat.
You can love the hat if you don't like it. I dare you to knock it off. Any boy who take it there will suck eggs.
You're a liar.
You're another.
Say, can you much more your sass? I'll push you into the river.
Of course you will.
Well, I will.
Well, why don't you? What do you keep saying I will for and then not do it? It's because you're afraid.
I ain't afraid.
You are.
I ain't.
You are.
Get away from here.
Go away yourself.
I won't.
I won't either.
You'll go out in a puff.
You're a liar.
You're another. I'll tell my big brother on you, and he can thrash you with his little finger.
I've got a big brother who's bigger than your big brother. And what's more, my big brother could throw your big brother over that fence.
That's a lie.
You're saying so, don't make it so.
I dare you to step over that line, and I'll leak you so that you can't stand up. Any boy who'll take it down will steal sheep.
You said you'd do it, now let's see you do it.
Don't crowd me now, you'd better look out.
You said you'd do it, why don't you do it?
By Jingo, for 2 cents I will do it. Hollow enough.
I won't.
Hollow enough.
Enough.
Now that'll learn you. Better look out who you're fooling with next time. Who says the pen is mightier than the sword?
Yoo-hoo!
Hello, Amy.
Hello, Tom.
Where have you been lately?
I had the chicken pox.
You don't still have them, do you?
No, silly. You think my mother would let me out if I wasn't all cured? You want to lick on my peppermint stick? We're still engaged, aren't we, Tom?
Sure we are.
Forever and forever.
Sure. Whatever you say, Amy.
You're the one who said it, Tom. I didn't ever even know what being engaged was.
Well, how do you like it so far?
Why, it's ever so nice, Tom. Really. How many children do you want to have?
Children?
Well, generally, People who are engaged get married and then have children. That's what Sue Harper said, Tom.
Why, we have to grow up before we can get married, Amy. And that'll be at least 10 years.
10 years?
Who's that moving into the old Stewart house?
My mother said it's the new judge.
Who's that picking flowers?
That's his silly little daughter. Isn't she just awful?
Are you sure you don't still have the chicken pox?
Of course. Why?
If not, then what are those pink spots on your chin? And say, there's some on your cheeks too.
Oh no, Tom. Ah! Mom! Oh, are you all right?
Of course I am. And how are you?
I gotta go. My daddy's waiting for me.
Your daddy's the new judge, ain't he?
Yes.
What's your name?
You tell me your name, then I'll tell you mine.
Tom. Tom Sawyer. Now it's yours.
Becky. Becky Thatcher. Tom's got a girlfriend. Tom's got a girlfriend. Tom's got an Aunt Polly. Aunt Polly.
Say, Tom.
Hey, Joe. Hello, Huckleberry.
Hello yourself and see how you like it.
What's that you got?
Dead cat.
Let me see him, Huck. My, he's pretty stiff. Where'd you get him?
Bought him off of the boy.
What'd you give?
I give a blue ticket and a platter that I got at the slaughterhouse.
Where'd you get the blue ticket?
Bought it off of Ben Rogers 2 weeks ago for a hoop stick.
Say, Huck, what is dead cats good for?
Good for? Cure warts with.
No, is that so? I know something that's better.
I bet you don't. What is it?
What? Spunk water.
Spunk water? I wouldn't give a darn for spunk water.
Did you ever try it?
No, but I play with frogs so much that I've always got considerable many warts. Sometimes I take them off with a bean.
Yes, bean's good.
I've done that. But say, Huck, how do you cure them with dead cats?
Why, you take your cat and you go and you get in the graveyard long about midnight, when someone that was wicked has been buried. And when it's midnight, a devil will come, or maybe 2 or 3. But you can't see them. You can only hear something like the wind, or maybe hear them talk. And when they're taking that feller away, you heave your cat after him and say, devil follow corpse, cat follow devil, warts follow cat, I'm done with you. That'll fetch any wart.
Sounds right. Did you ever try it, Huck?
No, old Mother Hopkins told me.
Well, I reckon it's so then, because they say she's a witch.
Now, you better run for school. Me, I'm a-going fishing.
Ring the bell, Sue.
Yes, Mother. See, there's learning all your state and capital.
I did, and I think I memorized them all.
I tried. I almost did. Then my mother gave me too many chores.
When? Just now before I met you at the corner. What did he say? He said, please move. You're in my way. Why, that ain't anything, Sue Harper. Oh, yes, it is. It's a beginning. It's the first thing he ever said to me.
All right, children, please sit down. Good morning, class.
Good morning, Mrs. Harper.
Who's missing? Sydney?
I know who's missing. It's Tom. He's not here yet.
Late again. That boy will never learn, will he?
No, ma'am, he won't. I don't know. I've lived with him long enough. Sid?
That'll be enough, Sydney. Please get out your slates. Since today is the last day of school, we'll start with reviewing what we've learned. Let's start with geography. Who will name a state? Jeff Thatcher, will you be the first? What statement can you make?
Virginia?
Can you name its capital?
California?
No, Jeff. California's not the capital of Virginia, but it might be a state all on its own someday.
Silly.
Sydney?
I know the answer is Richmond. I also know Missouri's. It's Jefferson City.
Let's do some more states and capitals. Dover.
Delaware.
Madison.
Wisconsin.
Albany.
New York.
Atlanta.
Georgia.
There are 29 states in our country. 129 countries in the world. And now, our arithmetic.
2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. And double that is 32.
Charity Walters, if your mother baked 4 cherry pies and 7 apple pies, how many pies would she have for Sunday dinner?
Enough for everybody.
4 cherry pies plus 7 adds up to 11. Take 1 away and what have you got?
1 less pie for me.
Now let's break into groups to review. Presidents and arithmetic.
George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, John Quincy Adams, Andrew Jackson, John Van Buren, William Harrison, James Taylor.
And which president is in office now?
James K. Polk.
Thomas Sawyer!
Yes, ma'am?
Come up here now, Thomas. Why are you late again?
Well,
Better make it good this time. Well, we're all waiting for your answer.
I stopped to talk with Huckleberry Finn.
You what?
Stopped to talk to Huckleberry Finn.
Thomas Sawyer! This is the most astonishing confession I've ever listened to. For once, I believe you're telling the truth. Do you believe you can learn more from Huckleberry Finn than you can in this classroom?
No, ma'am. Well, maybe in some things.
Like what, for instance?
Well, ma'am, do you know how to catch a tadpole between your teeth without hurting it?
I can't say I do.
Or cure warts with dead cats?
I should say not. And should you ever like to talk like that in my classroom again, Thomas Sawyer, I'll just have to teach you the importance of being on time. Turn around.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Now, Tom, go sit with the girls. Now we will read out our essays on the Mississippi River. Johnny Baker, will you please begin?
The Mississippi River is deep, deep, deep. And lots of people drown dead in doornails all the times. But the fishes don't drown, though, because they're all made of rubber and silver. They can flow wherever they want without sinking a bit. Sometimes on Saturdays, the fishes come close to shore and learn the people to swim. But it don't do no good, because people just ain't made of rubber. The end.
Yes, thank you, Johnny. Please ask your mother at lunch today if you can stay after school. We'll go over your essay and make some improvements. Next, we'll hear from Samuel Clemens. Samuel?
The Mississippi River is the 4th longest river in the world, at 4,300 miles. It is also the crookedest river, since at one part of its journey it uses up 1,300 miles to cover the same ground as the crow would fly over 675. A true steamboat pilot cares nothing about anything on earth except the river, and his pride in his occupation exceeds the pride of kings.
Thank you, Samuel Clemens.
Do you want me to stay after school, too?
No, Samuel. Your essay is exceptional, just the way it is. In fact, Samuel, if you did stay, it would be I who would be learning from you. You have a rare talent of turning an ordinary phrase into poetry. You might just have a future as a writer someday. Mercy and Faith Walters, you two are next.
The Mississippi River. The Mississippi River is...
Let me see it.
Oh, it ain't anything.
Yes, it is.
No, it ain't. You don't want to see it.
Yes, I do. Please let me see it.
Oh, you'll tell somebody.
No, I won't. Deed and double deed. I won't.
You won't tell anybody at all, ever so long as you live?
No, I won't ever tell anybody. Now let me see it.
Oh, you don't want to see.
Now that you treat me so, I will see. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Oh, you bad thing.
Let me see yours. It looks just like her.
Who drew this? I demand to know. Ben Rogers.
No, ma'am. Honest.
Joe Harper.
No, ma'am.
Amy Lawrence.
No, ma'am.
Gracie Hollis.
No, ma'am.
Rebecca Thatcher, did you draw this? No, look me in the face. Did you draw this picture?
I done it.
Come up here, Tom. Turn around. Please continue, girls.
Tom, how could you be so noble?
And the capital of Minnesota is St. Paul. And the capital of the United States is Washington, D.C.
Next, we'll hear from Annie Spratt.
The Mississippi River by Annie Spratt. The river is changeable. You never know what it will do next. One day it is calm, peaceful, restful, and the next day it has a raging torrent of water sweeping with everything in its path. It commands respect even of generals and presidents.
It's powerful warm today. I don't think I can sit here another lick.
Oh, it's the same with me, Tom. What I wouldn't give to be fishing, why, I'd even give my dead rat.
Then let's see if we can sneak out. She won't even miss us until after lunch.
Warm in school today, weren't it?
Yes'm.
Powerfully warm, weren't it?
Yes'm.
Didn't you want to go in swimming, Tom?
No, not very much.
Come over close to me, Tom. Well, you ain't too warm now, though.
Some of us pumped water on our heads. My collar's still a little damp yet, see?
Tom, you didn't have to undo your shirt collar where I sewed it to pump water on your head, did you? Let me see it, if it's still sewed. It's still sewed. Bother. Well, go along with you. I was just sure that you'd played hooky and been a-swimming on such a hot day as this. I reckon you're a singed cat, Tom. As the saying goes, better than your luck this time.
Well, now, if I didn't think you saw this collar with black thread, but now it's black.
Well, I did sew it with white, and that there is black, Tom.
Sandy, I'm gonna lick you later for this.
Angry. I'm really angry. That boy, he drives me mad. Whip him, I'm gonna whip him, even though it makes me sad. When will he ever learn? When will he ever care? He fills me with love and concern. Oh, Tom, you are my nephew. You're not very old. You try my patience, but underneath is a heart of gold. But this time, Tom, you've really done it. Temper, I've lost my temper with you and your wicked ways. Whenever I'm not looking, you're into trouble every day. But what can I do? Your mother left you for me to raise when she died. She went without a whisper on that April morning. Before she died, she asked that I take you under my wing. Sid is doing fine. Tom's the one that's wild, but I love him with all of my heart. And he always knows just how far to push and get under my skin and butter me up. But not this time. No, no, no. Angry. I'm really angry. That boy, he drives me mad. Temper. I've lost my temper. This time he's gone and done it. He put the bees in my bonnet. Oh, bless you, Tom. What am I gonna do with you? You always know how to get to my soft spot. Oh, Tom, my dearest nephew, you're really not that bad. The son I never had. Let's go on in and get supper ready, Mary.
All right, Mother.
I'll just have to punish that boy tomorrow.
Confound it. Sometimes she sews it with white thread, sometimes she sews with black. I wish to Jiminy she'd stick to one color or the other. I can't keep track.
That was an awful nice thing you did for me in school today. Thank you ever so much. I hated to see you get a licking like that.
Ah, shucks. It weren't nothing. What's a licking?
Still, it was awful nice of ya.
Do you love rats?
No, I hate them.
Well, I do too. Live ones. But I mean dead ones. Swing around your head with a string.
No, I don't much care for rats of any kind. What I like is chewing gum.
I should say so. I wish I had some now.
Do you? I've got some. I'll let you chew it a while, but you must give it back.
Was you ever at a circus?
Yes, and my pa's gonna take me again sometime if I'm good.
Ain't you always good?
Most of the time, but not always.
I've been to a circus 3 or 4 times. Lots of times. Church ain't shucks to a circus. Things going on all the time at a circus. I'm gonna be a clown when I grow up.
Oh, you are? That'll be nice. They're so lovely all spotted up.
Yes, and they get slathers of money, Joe Harper says. Sometimes even $1 a day. Say, Becky, was you ever engaged?
What's that?
Why, you know, engaged to be married.
No, I don't know.
Would you like to get engaged?
I reckon so. I don't know. What is it like?
Like? Oh, why, it ain't like anything. You only tell a boy you won't ever love anybody but him, ever, 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 and then you kiss, and that's all. Anybody can do it.
Kiss? What do you kiss for?
Oh, why, that's too... well, they always do that.
Everybody?
Everybody that's in love with each other. Do you remember what I wrote in that slate?
Yes.
What was it?
I shan't tell you.
Shall I tell you?
Yes, but some other time.
No, now.
No, not now. Tomorrow.
Oh, no. Now, please, Becky. I'll whisper it. Now, you whisper it to me just the same.
You turn your face away so you can't see, and then I will. But you mustn't ever tell anybody.
There now, Becky. It's all done. All over but the kiss. And don't you be afraid of that. It ain't anything at all. Please, Becky. There now. It's all done. And always after this, you ain't ever to love anybody but me. Never, never, and forever. Will you?
No, I'll never love anybody but you, Tom. And you ain't to ever marry anybody but me, either.
Certainly. Of course. That's part of it.
Why, it's ever so nice. I never heard of it before.
Oh, it's ever so gay. Why, me and Amy Lawrence...
Oh, Tom, then I ain't the first you ever been engaged to.
Don't cry, Becky. I don't care for Amy anymore.
Oh, yes you do, Tom. You know you do.
Please, Becky. I don't care for anybody but you. Becky, say something. Becky, here's my prized possession. Brass doorknob. Please take it, Becky. That's all I got. Except for frogs and toads. And I know you probably don't like those. Becky, come out. Please come out.
I told you that there would be a punishment, Tom. And here it is.
What?
That fence. I want you to paint that fence.
I'd like to, Aunt Polly. Honest. But there isn't any whitewash.
Oh, yes there is. I mixed 2 whole bucketfuls myself.
You mean the whole fence?
Every inch of it.
And you don't want any streaks in it, do you, Aunt Paula?
Nary a one.
I tell the boys you can't go swimming or fishing today, 'cause you gotta whitewash that fence. Sure as the river's long. It'll take you all day. Don't get too hot. Bye, Tom.
I'm gonna lick you later for this, Sid! Jeff Thatcher, just the boy I was looking for. Say, Jeff, I'll fetch the water for you if you whitewash some.
Can't, Tom. My mom told me to go get this water and not fool around with anybody. So she told me to go mind my own business. She'll lick me if I do any of your whitewashing.
She'll never know, Jeff. Give me that bucket. I won't be gone only a minute.
Can't, Tom. I'm gonna lick me till I can't stand up.
Your ma? Oh, you don't know what a licking is till you get one from my Aunt Polly. Your ma looks too nice to give a very good licking. The only time lickings hurt is when Aunt Polly cries. Looky here, Jeff. I'll give you a marble, a white alley, Jeff, and it's a bully taw.
My, that's mighty gay marble, I'll tell you. But, Tom, I'm powerful afraid of my mom.
And besides, if you will, I'll show you my sore toe. Hey! Oh, well. I'm painting a fence, painting a fence. Rather be fishing, rather be swimming, rather be doing anything but this. Oh, well. I'm just painting the fence, painting the fence. Oh, Lordy, how I want to get out of this. Oh, heck. to paint the fence.
Tom, get to work.
Oh, well.
Ting-ling-ling, ting-ling-ling. Stop her, sir, ting-ling-ling. Ship up to back, ting-ling-ling. Chow, ting-ling-ling. Chow, 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 ting-ling-ling. Stop the stab board, ting-ling-ling. Stop the lab board. Stop her. Set your outside turn slow. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, chow, wow, 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 ting-a-ling-a-ling. Get on that headline, lively now. Get on that spring line. What are you about there? Take a turn round that stump. Stand by that stage, now let her go. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, done with the engine, sir. Hiya, you're up a stub, ain't ya? Hello, old chap, you got to work, hey?
Why, it's you, Ben. I weren't noticing.
Say, I'm a-going swimming, I am. Don't you wish you could? Of course, you would rather work.
What do you call work?
Why, ain't that work?
Well, maybe it is, and maybe it ain't. All I know is it suits Tom Sawyer.
Oh, come now. You don't mean to let on that you like it.
Like it? Well, I don't see why I oughtn't to like it. Does the boy get the chance to whitewash a fence every day?
Say, Tom, let me whitewash a little.
No, Ben. I reckon it would hardly do. You see, Aunt Polly, she's awful particular about this here fence on the street and all. If it was the back fence, I don't think she would mind. I reckon there ain't one more in 1,000, maybe 2,000 that can paint this fence the way she wants it done.
No, is that so? Oh, come now, just let me try. Only just a little. I'd let you if it was me, Tom.
Ben, I'd like to, but Aunt Polly, Jeff Thatcher wanted to do it, but she wouldn't let him. Sid wanted to do it, but she wouldn't let him. Now you see how I'm fixed? If you was to tackle it, and anything was to happen...
Oh, shucks! I'll be just as careful. Now let me try. Say, I'll give you the core of my apple.
Well, here. No, Ben, now I'm afraid...
I'll give you all of it.
Okay, but only one stroke, and we'll see how you do. That looked pretty good. Try a few more and see how you do. He's painting the fence, painting the fence. Doesn't know better, he thinks this is fun, when he could be swimming under the sun.
What are you fellas doing?
We're painting this here fence for my Aunt Polly.
Well, we're going fishing. Bet you wish you could come.
No, sir. Rather be painting this fence.
Fishing ain't shucks to painting this fence.
Are you crazy, Ben?
You'd rather work than go fishing?
Now, let me tell you something. Now, there are some people who call this work, but me, I prefer to call it fun. Now, some might think this a personal quirk, that I should take pleasure in my work.
Maybe I could try a spell.
It won't do you no good to ask him. He won't let you.
That's right. Aunt Polly wants it. Just so.
Oh, let me try, Tom.
I'll give it a try.
Well,
I'll give you my kite.
I don't know.
And 2 yellow tickets.
Okay, Sam.
I'll give you this dead rat on a string.
Sounds good. Step right up, boys. And now dip your brushes in and keep your hands straight. Point your brush in only one direction. Just keep your strokes even and don't splash the paint. Aunt Polly is a stickler for perfection.
What are you fellers doing?
We
We've been chosen to paint this here fence for his Aunt Polly, and not just anyone can do it.
Can I try her?
Well,
I've just got 6 firecrackers and a frog.
And I've got that brass key who always been covered in.
that'll do her. Now step right up, boys. And remember, not just anybody can paint this fence. You fellas are special.
We're painting the fence, painting the fence. Oh, look at us, we're painting the fence. Oh, Lordy, how we love painting the fence. Could have gone fishing, could have gone swimming, but we'd rather be here painting this fence. Now there are some people who call this work, but we prefer to call it fun. Now some might think this a personal quirk, that we should take pleasure in our work. We're painting the fence, painting the fence. Could stop us if you wanted to. Oh Lordy, how we love painting the fence. We're painting the fence. Thank you, Tom, for letting us paint your fence. Oh Lordy, how we love painting the fence.
This is really some fun, Tom. Didn't think I'd like it, but I do.
So do I. Thanks, fellas. No, thank you, Tom. So long, fellas.
Long, Tom.
Bye, Tom.
See you later, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
See you, Tom.
May I go swimming now, Aunt Polly?
Already? How much you done? Tom, don't lie to me. I can't bear it.
I ain't lying, Aunt. It's all done. 3 coats.
Well, I never. There's no getting around it. You can work when you have a mind to. Run along and play. Virtue is its own reward, as the good book says. Aunt Polly! Aunt Polly!
Work consists of whatever a body is obliged to do. Play consists of whatever a body is not obliged to do.
Exercise on the top decks, keep in shape in the clean river air. There are no elevators on the Julia Bell Swain.
On the Julia Bell Swain.
What a great way to really establish a lasting relationship with your mate and or lover. It has been said that to get to know a person well, take them on a trip on a steamboat.
Trip on a steamboat.
Sit in the cabin and play bridge, pinochle, rummy, monopoly, or bingo. The first card is absolutely free.
It's absolutely free.
Relax on the main deck in comfortable chase lounges after a delightful meal of peas with mushrooms, sausage, and chicken a la king.
Chicken a la king.
Visit the pilot house high atop the boat 42 feet above the water where momentous decisions are made concerning the safety and navigation of the boat, and see the large teak pilot wheel.
Large teak pilot wheel.
Don't miss the engine room. The high-pressure engines were built by Gillette and Eaton in 1915 and are 12-inch cylinders with a 5-foot stroke.
Blessed are the,
Poor.
yes, the poor. Blessed are the poor,
In spirit.
in spirit. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs.
Theirs.
Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that shall mourn, for they, for they,
S-H-A.
for they shall, oh, I don't know what it is.
Shall.
Oh, shall. For they shall, blessed are they that shall mourn, for they shall, why don't you tell me, Mary? What do you want to be so mean for?
Oh, Tom, you poor thick-headed thing. I'm not teasing you. I wouldn't do that. You must go and learn it again.
Mary, is everyone ready for Sunday school?
Yes, Ma. We're all sitting out here on the porch in our Sunday best, waiting for you.
I'll only be a minute. Can't seem to find my sewing basket.
Don't get discouraged, Tom. You'll manage it. And if you do, I'll give you something ever so nice. There now. Be a good boy and study your verses.
All right. Well, what is it, Mary? Tell me what it is.
Never you mind, Tom. You know if I say it's nice, it is nice.
You bet that's so, Mary. Tell me again how many verses I need to learn to get me one of them Bibles.
You figure it out for yourself, Tom. For every 2 verses, you get a blue ticket. When you get 10 blue tickets, you can trade them in for a red ticket. And 10 red tickets will get you a yellow ticket.
But how many yellow tickets do you need to get presented a Bible?
10 yellow tickets will get you a Bible. Now, Tom, why are you all of a sudden interested in getting a Bible? You never cared before.
I got my reasons.
I know why. He heard that there was going to be some important visitors in church today. And Mrs. Walter said it would be a great honor if someone was to come up for a Bible today.
Oh, I see. Well, Tom, if you got 10 yellow tickets, you can go up today.
He'll never get 10 yellow tickets in 10 million years. Why, I'd die of shock if you even had one.
So would I.
Anybody will be going up today, it'll be me. I only need 8 more verses to make 2,000.
2,000?
Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is
Don't you fret, Tom. If you really want a Bible, all you have to do is apply yourself to learning for the next 2 years, and you'll get it.
Two years?
Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Widow Douglas. Say, Willie, you got a yaller ticket?
Nope, I got 5 reds and 2 blues.
What'll you take for 'em?
What'll you give?
Piece of licorice and a fish hook.
Let me see him. Okay, it's a swap.
Hello, Molly. Hello, Gracie.
Hello, Tom.
Have either of you got any red or yaller tickets?
Of course, Tom Sawyer, but my mother tells me to never give them away.
I'm not asking you to give them. Just trade them.
Trade them for what?
A dead rat? Say, Sue Harper. Just the girl I was looking for.
What do you want now, Thomas Sawyer?
Have you got any red or yaller tickets?
Of course I do, Thomas Sawyer.
Well...
Well is a very deep subject.
Can I interest you in a trade?
Thomas Sawyer, you don't have anything I want, so I'll just hold on to my tickets. Thank you very much.
Ting-a-ling-ling, ting-a-ling-ling, full speed ahead!
Say, Ben Rogers.
Ting-a-ling-a-ling, stop that stab boy! Ting-a-ling-a-ling, stop it!
You got any yaller tickets?
Maybe, maybe not.
I got a frog and a salamander. Take your pick.
How big's the frog?
Big enough for Tom Sawyer.
Let me see him. Wow, he's a whopper. I'll take him.
Say, Samuel Clemens, you got any red or yaller tickets?
Sure I do, but you ain't gonna get them.
I got a dead rat.
Dead rat, huh? Let me see it. Where'd you get it?
I traded for it. I'd hate to give it up, but I will for some yaller tickets.
Yes, he's dead, all right. How many yellow tickets will it cost?
How many you got?
3.
That sounds about right.
I'll give you 2.
It's a deal. Hello, Amy.
Tom and Sawyer, are we still engaged or ain't we?
Sure we are. Whatever made you ask?
I seen how you look at that new girl, Becky.
Now, Amy, didn't I promise to love you and only you forever and forever? Now, didn't I?
Yes.
Well, then.
You will walk me home, won't you?
Of course I will.
My mother says you can walk me home after church.
Oh, no.
Oh, Tom, it was so nice of you to be waiting for us. By the way, don't you be running off directly after church. I need you to walk me home and carry my sewing basket.
Brothers and sisters, there's a judgment coming. A judgment swift and sure. God knows the secrets you hold hidden down in your hearts. Search your hearts, brothers and sisters. What do you see there? Do you see selfishness? Do you see anger? Do you see doubt? Jealousy? Hatred? Desire? Don't lie to yourselves. Repent. For Jesus said in Luke chapter 12, there is nothing covered nor hid that shall not be proclaimed upon the housetops. Brothers and sisters, I say unto you, fear him. For there is not one among you out there who has not sinned.
Amen. Amen.
We are beholden to his mercy.
Yes, Papa?
I mean his charity.
Yes, Papa?
I wasn't referring to you.
Sorry.
Also, I say unto you, whosoever shall confess me before men, him shall the Son of Man also confess me before the angels of God. Well, what's this you say? Confess before the angels? I'll wager there's some of you out there who even question the existence of angels. Am I right? Well, God wouldn't have mentioned the angels 273 times in the Bible if they didn't exist. 273 times. Listen up now. God sees that skeptical heart of yours. Turn to Psalm 34, verse 7. The angels of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him. You've got the Heavenly Father. You've got His Son Jesus. You've got the Holy Spirit. And now I tell each and every one of you has an entire host of angels camped all around you, and all you've got to do is one thing. Repent! Now, brothers and sisters, let's bow our heads in silent prayer.
Lord, I'm sorry for doing all those things the preacher said I did. I didn't even know what they were really, but I promise I would never do them again. As long as I live. Amen.
Dear God, when me and Tom do get married, please give us lots and lots of kids. Just put them under the Christmas tree. Dear Lord, how long do kids need to be engaged before they can get married? Please hurry and make me grow up so Tom and I can get married next week.
Dear Lord, may my father not catch me when I sneak out to go fishing tonight. Amen.
Dear Lord, please bless and keep my family. I'm sorry that I forgot to mention that before.
Oh, hear our prayer, Father in heaven.
Forgive our sins as we forgive those who trespass against us. Dear Heavenly Father, send your angels to my family to take care of me and my mom and Sid and Tom. If you really are up there like they say you are, then I know you'll be able to fix my wrong. Please God, please God, please God, please God, please God, help me think of something to pray for.
If you're listening, Lord, hear my prayer and answer. Please don't let anyone catch us.
May me and Tom and Huckleberry be kept safe from the evil deeds that the preacher speaks about.
Lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and glory forever.
I know that Tom's not perfect. I know he's far from good. But he has good intentions. Don't let him be misunderstood.
Dear Lord, please bless and keep my family, even my brother Noel, I guess. P.S. May we move to a bigger city soon? Amen.
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 And now, Myrtle, am I right in thinking we might just have a Bible presentation today?
Yes, I believe we do. Good morning, children.
Good morning, Mrs. Walters.
Now, children, I want you to sit up just as straight and pretty as you can. That's the way. Now, I do believe Sydney Sawyer only has 8 more verses to recite to make 2,000. Please come up here, Sydney. Let me count your tickets. Have you got your verses prepared?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, go ahead, Sydney.
Yes, son. You deserve a medal for learning 2,000 verses of the good book.
Well, Sydney, we're all waiting.
Blessed are the poor in spirit, for
What's wrong, Sydney?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Now, Sydney, you knew them at home. Forwards and backwards. Close your eyes and think.
I just can't, Polly. I've never stood in front of so many people before.
Now, Sid, what has that got to do with anything?
It's all right, son. Maybe next Sunday.
Take your seat, Sid. We were all looking forward to a Bible presentation today. Is there anyone else out there with enough tickets?
I got enough tickets.
Why, I declare you, Thomas Sawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Tom, if this is one of your tricks.
Well, come on up, Thomas, so we can count them.
Look at him, Ben. He's going up there. Say, he's going to shake hands with the Reverend. He's shaking hands with him.
Let me just count the blue ones.
By Django, don't you wish you were Tom?
Sure do, but where do you suppose he got all those tickets?
He bought them off in some boys like us. Well. Thomas Sawyer, there's enough tickets here to get you a Bible and a half. Looks like we have a Bible to give away after all, Reverend.
Thomas, you're a fine, manly little fellow. 2,000 verses is a great many, a very great many, and you can never be sorry for the trouble you took to learn them. For knowledge is more than anything in the world. That's what makes great men and good men. And we all know the worth of Sunday school verses, and I know you wouldn't take money for those verses. So I now present you with this Bible, and I know you wouldn't mind telling me some of the things you've learned. Now, no doubt you know the names of the 12 disciples. Please tell us the names of the first 2 appointed.
Answer the Reverend, Thomas. Don't be afraid. Now, I know you'll tell me. The names of the first 2 disciples were...
David and Goliath.
Thomas, just wait until I get you home.
Let us sing to God's glory.
Bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves, we shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheaves. Sowing in the sunshine, sowing in the shadows, fearing neither cloud nor winter's chilling breeze. By and by the harvest and the labor ended, we shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves. We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheaves. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Hey, Tom, you want to go fishing?
No, Joe, I don't. And I can't.
Say, what's wrong with him anyways?
He says he don't want to go fishing.
What's wrong, Tom? Are you sick?
My Aunt Polly says I'll never go fishing again as long as I live. For what I done at the church on Sunday.
Why, that warn't nothing.
Well, it was to her. She got awful embarrassed like. They're going to send me to boarding school.
What's boarding school?
It's the worst possible way for a boy like me to end up.
It's the end of fishing, that's for sure.
And swimming.
Well, let's not just sit around here and wait for it to happen.
What'll we do, Huck?
I don't know. Maybe we should hide ourselves for a while.
But where'll we go?
I know a place, Jackson Island. No one ever goes there.
Jackson Island?
Sounds good to me. I've just got a picnic basket full of food that my mama packed up, and I got me a fishing pole.
Sounds better than boarding school.
Follow me. I know where there's a raft we can use.
I could live like this forever, right here on Jackson Island.
Ain't it gay, doing all the fishing and swimming you want?
Say, how many days do you think it's been, Tom?
Well, tonight'll be our third night. So how many days is that?
Well, I'd say about 3 or 4 days.
And it was quite a bit of luck having that picnic basket along, Joe.
What would the boys say if they could see us?
Oh, they just die to be here. They live like pirates, eh, Hockey?
I reckon so. Anyways, I'm suited. I don't want anything better than this. And I don't ever get enough to eat generally. And here, they can't come and pick on a feller and bullyrag and so.
Oh, it's just life for me. You don't have to get up mornings, go to school, wash, and all that blame foolishness.
But what do we do now to pass the time? We've done all the swimming and fishing and hunting. That's good for a feller in one day.
I don't know, Huck. Today does seem to be longer. I'm plumb out of ideas, and to tell you the truth, it's getting a little tiring to be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want. What do you think, Tom?
It's not what I think. It's what I know.
What do you know, Tom?
It's time to retreat into the mysteries of Sherwood Forest. It's just what we need to set our hearts on fire.
You're right, Tom. It sure would.
Sherwood what?
You know, Sherwood Forest.
Sherwood what?
Haven't you ever heard of Robin Hood in Sherwood Forest?
No, I can't say that I have. Does he live around these parts?
No, Huckleberry. It's all in a book.
Well, that explains it. I can't read.
There's only a few advantages to going to school and learning to read, Huck. And Robin Hood is one of them. He is the greatest man that ever lived. I'm going to be just like him when I grow up.
Me too. And you see, every once in a while we practice being him so we know how to handle things when we grow up. Ain't it so, Tom?
It is. And we do everything by the book so that we won't miss a trick.
But of course, Tom has read the book more than I have.
You know I can't read, but I would like to learn them things too. Can you two learn me?
We can try, Huck.
Now watch carefully. And remember every word we say and watch everything we do.
Okay. I'm a-watching yous. Now, what did you say his name was again?
Robin and his merry men lived in Sherwood Forest. They stole from the rich and gave to the poor. They waited in ambush for fat, wealthy friars and pompous, overdressed noblemen who were liars. They took all their weapons and stole all their jewels, leaving them undressed, leaving them for fools. There's little John with scarlet and Friar Tuck, who joined the merry band and brought them all good luck. Beware when you travel of Robin and his men. They hide in the trees and wait around the bend. They'll hang you upside down and steal all your riches, tie your ankles to your hands and leave you in ditches. Better to stay at home, it's safer to be poor. When outlaws like these want more and more and more. Robin was a lord of great wealth and power, but the sheriff of Nottingham took it all away. So Robin made a promise to make the sheriff pay. He'd avenge his rightful birthright on another day. The sheriff and his evil men raised all the taxes. Then they enforced the law with heavy, sharp axes. The people with money escaped with their wives, while those without any paid with their lives. Beware when you travel of Robin and his men. They hide in the trees stage around the bend. They'll hang you upside down and steal all your riches. Tie your ankles to your hands and leave you in ditches. Better to stay at home, it's safer to be poor. Without laws like these, they'll rob you to the core. The sheriff had a war named Maid Marian. She and Robin fell in love, much to his dismay. Maid Marian dressed like a boy and left in disguise to find her Robin and escape marriage to Sir Guy.
Then King Richard came back and reclaimed his throne from his evil brother who was making it his home.
The trumpets rang throughout the land with news of this story.
The people cheered and promised allegiance to his glory.
And Robin Hood went down in history. Did you learn anything, Huck?
Oh, I learned heaps and heaps. I've been sitting here thinking that the world's a sad place without outlaws like Robin Hood to protect it.
That's right, Huck. We ain't got nothing even comes close in our modern day civilization.
I'll tell you what, I'd rather be one of Robin's outlaws in Sherwood Forest for 1 year than to be the president of the United States forever. What is it?
I wonder.
Tain't thunder, because thunder.
Listen, don't ask.
Look at all those boats. What can they be doing?
Well, I don't know. Somebody's drowned.
That's it. They done that last summer when somebody got drowned.
By jinx, I wish I was over there now.
Me too. I give heaps of frogs to know who drowned it. Well, I hope it ain't anybody we know or we know too well.
Or anybody we like, anyways.
Boys, I know who drowned it. It's us!
Us?
You think so, Tom?
I know so. Why, we've been missing for about 3 days now. And they probably searched everywhere for us.
Everywhere's but here.
So now they probably think we must have drowned it.
That means we're the heroes. We must be the envy of every boy in school.
I bet they wish they was us.
Why, we must be the talk of the town.
I bet my Aunt Polly missed me something awful now that I'm not there.
Right?
I bet she's sorry for all this time she punished me.
And I bet you my mom and my sister are crying up a storm. And that'll be the first time anyone ever cried for me.
There ain't nobody gonna be missing me. But I'll still be a hero. Ain't it so, Tom?
That's right, Huckleberry. And ain't nobody can take that away from you. Anybody who was drowning is a hero for life.
I bet you my mom saw she ever licked me.
Why, if I came home now, I know Aunt Polly would never lick me again.
But we couldn't go home even if we wanted to. Could we, Tom?
No. We'll just have to seek our fortunes and be pirates. And in about 10 years, we'll return to surprise everybody.
10 years?
Yes. And by then, we'll be famous pirates.
All right, let's give it up, boys. I want to go home. I feel all lonesome all of a sudden like.
You know we can't do that, Joe.
Why not? I'm a-going home.
Oh, no. You'll feel better by and by. Just think of the fishing that's here.
I don't care for fishing. I'm a-going home.
But, Joe, there ain't another such swimming place anywheres.
Swimming's no good when there ain't nobody to tell me that I shan't go in. And I mean to go home.
Aw, shucks, baby. You want to see your mother, I reckon.
Yes, I do. And you would too if you had.
I know what makes more hero-like than we already are.
What's that, Tom?
Why, if we was to attend our own funeral.
Our own funeral?
Why, sure, Joe. everybody that's dead gets a funeral.
Say, that's not a bad idea, Tom.
Well, I never heard of anybody going to their own funeral. I think we'd be the first.
And they say the kindest things at funerals.
Oh, Tom, you think we could?
Sure we could. We just have to know when it is.
It would probably be any day now.
You can't be in here unless you're willing to take risks.
I'd risk anything to see the looks on those boys' faces when we suddenly appear out of nowhere.
We'd better sneak into town tonight. Find out when it is.
Good thinking. Once we get there, I think we'd better lay low.
That's right. Want to be grand when we show up for our own funerals? Huck, you run get the raft.
Aye, aye, Captain Tom.
Around being good all the time. It ain't healthy to be good all the time, Sid. I know he caused heaps of trouble, but he was a good boy in his own way.
Polly, Thelma, hello. We just thought we'd stop by with these baskets of food we prepared for you.
Well, that's mighty thoughtful of you all.
Mama says the least we could do. The good book says it's better to give than to receive.
No.
That's just what Mama says. All the time.
We all have to pull together in this your time of need.
We're beholden to our community's charity.
I know you didn't read me that time.
Well, we best be getting along home now. It's time to put my flock to bed.
I appreciate this, Myrtle. Thank you.
It ain't much. I'll be pleased we could do more.
You already have. Good night. Thank you. How are we gonna live without our boys, Polly? We'll just have to hold on somehow, Thelma. Sydney, Mary, you should go on in and go to bed.
Yes, Ma.
Yes, Aunt Paul. And I'm sorry.
I know you are, Sid. And I know he tormented you something awful. But he was your half-brother.
I know Aunt Paul, and I do miss him.
I know you do, Sid. Now you go on in and go to sleep. Did you hear something, Thelma?
I think it was the wind.
As I was saying, Tom weren't bad, only mischievous. Only just get him. Harem's going, you know.
Oh, Polly.
He weren't any more responsible than a colt. He never meant any harm. He was the best-hearted boy there ever was.
It was so like Joe. Always full with his devilment and up to every kind of mischief. But he was just as unselfish and kind as he could be. And I'm never going to see him again in this world. Never, never. Oh, poor abused boy.
Oh, Mrs. Harper, I don't know how to keep him up. He was such a comfort to me, although he tormented me so.
Lord giveth, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Good night, Polly. I'll see you in the morning. Good night, Thelma. May the Lord bless and keep our boys. Good night. What am I gonna do, Lord? What am I gonna do?
I feel as sorry for as I can. I didn't know it was causing this much agony.
Well, I feel like running after my ball right now.
No, Joe, hold on until tomorrow.
Yes, Joe. I've been gone this long. A few hours ain't gonna make much of a difference.
Where you going, Tom? I thought we was gonna wait.
I just can't help myself, Huck.
No, Tom, wait.
You see what I see? I think we'd better disguise ourselves.
You want us to go to our own funeral dressed as women?
Come on, grab yourself some clothes off in this line.
But Tom, these is women's clothes. I ain't dressing up as no woman.
No one will be looking for 3 women.
Good thinking, Tom. No one will ever suspect. Come on, Hucky, it'll be fun.
I ain't dressing up as no woman. I'm a man.
And I'm still the captain of the raft. Now you'll hurry up if you know what's good for you.
Okay. But I don't have to like it. Let it be known that I did it against my will.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to pay solemn and loving tribute to 3 shining youngsters cut off in the fullness of life. 3 youngsters who were brimming over with the nobler aspects of humanity.
Amen.
Should we tell them we're alive, Tom?
No, not yet, Joe. How many chances do you get to listen to your own eulogy?
Your own what?
Joseph Harper. The model of uprightness and the obedience and the comfort of his dear mother, always taking pride in being well dressed and neat. Let us rejoice that he is now wearing celestial raiment.
I am? I didn't know I was wearing rain gear.
Be quiet, Hazel, and listen to the preacher.
And Thomas Sawyer.
Listen to him now, Tom.
No, Joe. They're just getting to the good part.
I shall not speak of his kindness to men and beasts alike, nor of his diligence in performing appointed duties about the home.
That's good, because he never was very good at those things. Sid!
And last but my friends not least, the figure we all have come to love.
Does he mean me?
If I could, I could take hugging again. This time for good.
The unfortunate but endearing child of nature known as Huckleberry Finn.
And don't forget, he was smart and charismatic. Oh, I knew him well.
But alas, all 3 blossoming youths have crossed the river and stepped up on the sunlit shore. Even now they march.
We ain't dead.
Oh, Tom! My boy, Tom!
Who ever heard of a going to their own funeral?
Joe, where have you been all this time? Who saved you?
We wasn't saved. We was hiding.
Hiding? Hiding from who?
I don't know, Ma. I can't remember just now.
What do you mean you can't remember? We thought you was lost or drowned.
Now wait a minute. Do you boys realize that the whole county's been out searching for you?
For 3 days we've been searching, and now you tell us you weren't lost? I think they run away, and now they come back.
Joe, you look me in my eyes and tell me the truth. Did you run away?
No, ma'am. We was hiding on Jackson Island.
Hiding from who, Joseph Harper?
Joe, you look me in my eyes. You could never lie to your own ma.
From his Aunt Polly.
Aunt Polly? Polly Sawyer?
She was going to ship him off to boarding school. And we went along for support.
Oh, Tom. My very own Tom. I was just talking to the air. You poor boy. I didn't mean it.
You didn't?
Of course not. A soul will say anything when they're angry.
I'm awful sorry, Aunt Polly. I just didn't want to be sent away.
Tom, I will never send you away. And that's a promise.
I guess we just goofed and owe everyone a big apology.
I'm just so glad to see you, Joe. You don't know how I missed you.
But Aunt Polly, somebody's got to be glad to see Huck.
Oh, we're all glad to see Huckleberry Tom. Ain't we, Thelma?
No, I mean someone special.
I'm mighty glad to see you, Huck. I got to missing your surprise visits. I know it was hard for you when you lived with me that month. You was so sick. But if you want to, I'd like to have you come live with me permanently. I got a big house with nobody in it.
That's mighty generous of you, Widow Douglas, but, you see, I like sleeping in woodsheds and eat when I can. Food don't taste good when it comes easy.
Don't be a fool, Huck. Take the widow up on her offer.
Yes, son, you may not get another chance like this.
But you don't know what it's like, Tom. The widow gets up by a bell, goes to bed by a bell, eats by a bell, makes me wash and combs me all to thunder. And besides, school's going to start in September, and I'd have to go to it. Being rich ain't all it's cracked up to be.
Just try it for a while, Huck.
Yeah, Hucky. And if you don't like it, you can leave.
Please, Huckleberry, it would make me ever so happy. And I promise to throw away my bell. And you only have to wash every other day.
No more bells, and I'll only wash every third day.
Ugh. That's the spirit, Huck. You may even learn to like sleeping in a real bed.
Let us sing praise to the Lord.
Praise all his blessings from
Life heroes.
And we can say we know them.
I still wish I was one of them.
Me too.
Tom!
I'm sorry, Amy. I forgot to tell you. I'm engaged to Becky now.
Are you sure I'm the only one, Tom?
Forever and forever.
Have you ever been engaged before?
Well, at least we know they're brave, if not wise.
Tom may even be president someday. If they don't, lock him up first.
I've seen you writing that notebook ever since I knowed you. Are you right about me?
Maybe, maybe not.
But how I know?
You'll find out someday.
My name is Tim Castleman. I'm the founder of the Drive 55 Conservation Project, and I live in Sacramento, California. I started this project right after 9/11, 2001. I saw kind of the connection between oil and terrorism and our military presence in the Middle East right then, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna start doing something about this, and so I started a little website, and it's kind of grown since then. The overall concept of the Drive 55 Conservation Project is to observe all speed limits and never exceed 55 miles an hour to save 20 to 50% right now with no new technology. And everyone can do it with the car they have right now.
Well, I'm Brad. I'm 30 years old. I drive a Honda Accord 1996 EX Coupe, and I live in Reno, Nevada. I'm supposed to get 24 miles to the gallon combined from city and interstate in my 1996 Accord. I found that out from checking out the EPA.gov website, and I get 44 miles per gallon on the interstate. And I get around 30 to 32 in the city. I guess I just kind of take it easy. I've been driving slower for about 3 years. That's when I found that article in The Car and Driver by Patrick Bedard. He's one of their car guy engineers, and he said that he used a 2005 BMW 5 Series, which is a pretty heavy car. Traditionally gets only in the low 20s on the highway. It's got an inline 6, a lot of power. And he was able to achieve 36 miles per gallon with the BMW, and I thought, well, I've got a 4-cylinder Honda. I bet I can beat that, you know? And I did. I smoked it. I smoked that BMW. Maybe not at the Autobahn, but at the pumps. You know, I've told my friends and family about driving 55, so I've, in a way, promoted the concept of driving 55 to them just by sort of rubbing their noses in my fuel receipts, showing them how far I've gone on this many gallons, you know, because I keep records when I'm breaking records. I really love the Drive 55 Conservation Project. It's it's easy to apply, you know. What do? You just lower your speed and save money. It does all the work for you.
Cars have been built and designed so quiet and so powerful that we don't even notice how much energy we're consuming to drive 70, 80, 90 miles an hour. There's a law of physics called drag that exponentially increases the amount of energy required to go a given speed. Cars are their optimum efficiency is around 35 or 45 miles an hour. As soon as you start trying to go 50, 60, 70, 80, a lot of energy is wasted in that effort to overcome drag.
My name is Richard Muller. I'm a professor of physics at the University of California, Berkeley. When you're moving through the air, you're bumping into air molecules. That slows you down. It's like bumping into lots of little things. So, for example, if you're in an automobile, don't be the driver, but if you're sitting next to a window, put your hand out, and you'll feel the force of the air. That force is tending to slow you down. The automobile has to use extra energy to keep its speed up because the air is slowing you down. For a typical automobile moving at 65 miles per hour, your hand, stick it out there, you feel it, big force. But the car is a lot bigger than your hand. And the numbers are really amazing. You take an automobile, typical automobile, going at 65 miles an hour, the force of the air trying to stop the automobile is about 500 pounds. Most of the gasoline you're using is to overcome that air. You're bumping into that air, you're heating up the air, most of your energy is going into heating up air. It's basically wasted energy. So your mileage at high speeds is really bad. You could try this. Go from 65 to 55. You'll be amazed at how many more miles per gallon you get. If you're going on a 30-minute trip and you take an extra 6 minutes by going a little bit slower, you can save 20% of the gasoline.
We really need everybody to slow down because it is the dissimilar speeds that cause a lot of accidents and collisions. Our opponents that don't want this movement often point out that it's the dissimilar speeds that cause collisions. And they're right, it is. It's the dissimilar speeds. And so what do? We make everybody speed? No, we need to get everybody to slow down to a reasonable speed. Matter of fact, people that are speeding tend to be the ones that cause collisions, which plugs up the roadway and slows everybody down. Likewise, when you're speeding, think about a funnel. When you're pouring rice into a funnel, only so much rice can get through there, no matter how fast you pour it in. Likewise, the roadway. That's why we have areas, they call them bottlenecks. And everybody speeds to get there, and then everybody has to wait to get through. By getting out of the race to the next red light mentality, it's a lot less stress. You just getting where you're going, you're going to get there eventually. What's the hurry? Enjoy your trip. Enjoy the journey. Life is over too soon to hurry up and get to the next red light.
I'm Ruth Martin Buxton, and I live in Carmichael, California, and I'm 88 years old. Since 1941, my husband taught me to drive on the Merrick Parkway in New York. We had gone on a honeymoon, and when we got up to some of the monuments in the Boston area, they had a circular one, and I drove by myself around that circular one with a stick shift. I would say I drive cautiously now, especially. I don't come up to red lights very quickly. I start slowing down half a block away. They drive very fast on the freeway, and I think that's why I stay away from the freeway as much as I can. But I'm being passed by most people. I don't think it's safe, and I know we use more gas and costs more, and I think it's something that needs to be addressed. I just heard recently about this, the Drive 55, and I hope that it will really be successful, because I think it's going to save a lot of lives, to say nothing of helping the environment. I hope it'll work. I'm going to be talking to a lot of people I know.
People from all walks of life are getting involved in this movement. Old people, young people, people who care about the future for their children and their grandchildren, people who care about, who are trying to save money today, people who care about climate change, people who want to safely operate small cars on the roadways, people who ride bicycles, environmentally conscious people, all ages, people who just people who understand math, get it. It would be great if everybody viewed all trips under 10 miles as in kind of this order. Can I walk there? If not, can I bike there? If not, can I take public transportation there? And if not, as a last resort, take a private vehicle.
My name is Kat Cook, and I live in Nevada City. I'm 52 years old, and I drive an old Volvo station wagon, a 1986 Volvo station wagon. And we are in the beautiful Pioneer Park, which is right behind my house, where Little Deer Creek flows into Deer Creek and then goes right through Nevada City. I consider myself a hypermiler. I drive slow. I'm really aware of how much gas I use. Where hypermiling is squeezing the last little bit of mileage out of your car. As long as I don't drive it very much, and I drive carefully, and I drive slowly, and I don't accelerate quickly, and I coast a lot, I'm getting as much as I can. I would consider myself kind of a level 1 or 2 hypermiler. The slow driving and mainly the acceleration, the lack of acceleration, is really what makes me a hypermiler. I have always had old Volvos. I've had old Volvos for 25 years. I have never had a car with pickup. And I've never had an occasion where I had to speed up to get out of trouble. You get in trouble, you slow down. And you know, that's a good lesson in life. You get in trouble, slow down, stop, think. You know, I really care. I care about the environment. I care about my carbon footprint. I'm kind of stuck because I have an old car, so I'm doing the best that I can. If I had a newer car, I'd do the same thing. I think the Drive 55 Conservation Project is definitely where it's at. We had a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit in the 1970s, and gas consumption went way down at that time. And then during the Reagan era, I think during the end of the Reagan era, is when they brought the mileage rates back up. And that was also, the SUVs came in, and, you know, we're just making a mess of things. We need to go back to it.
I was at an Energy Commission hearing. I was there trying to pitch my idea. This is years and years ago, back in '02 or '03 maybe. And they were having hearings on ways to reduce California's dependence on fossil fuels. And so I attended the hearings more than once. There was a Sierra Club guy there, and we got to talking about the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit as a solution to climate change issues and petroleum consumption. And he said, well, he drove a Honda Insight, and so therefore he was doing all he needed to, and he could drive as fast as he wanted. And I was just shocked. It's like, no, man, you get it. Of all people, you should understand. And so the thing about that is, I've learned since then, too, is that in a small car, the savings is even bigger than if you have a big car, because small cars have a lot less horsepower coming out the start. So they have to spend that much more energy to go 60 or 70 miles an hour. Whereas a big Hummer, they've already got way more horsepower than they need. So relatively speaking, it's easier for them to speed. It's even more important. If you have a Honda Insight or a Prius, it's even more important that you keep it under a mile a minute.
My name is Scott Johnson. I'm 54 years old. I live in Auburn, California, and I drive a 2005 Honda Insight, a hybrid gas-electric vehicle. The way I conserve is when I get in the car, before I turn the engine on, I put on my seat belt, I do my mileage log for my business, and then I turn on the car so that I'm not sitting in the driveway idling while I do these things. And then when I pull out of the driveway, I just let the car propel itself. I don't drive out of the driveway, because jackrabbit starts are probably the biggest cause of inferior gas mileage. And they don't get you there that much faster. Well, tire inflation, of course, is real important. I just checked the tire pressure before we went on a road trip. And yeah, you want to increase the tire pressure to increase your mileage per gallon. You'll conserve a lot of gas that way.
Most trips drivers take is 40 miles or less. And we have cross traffic to deal with. We have to share the road with people that are going the other way. And so realistically, getting across town or going the 40 miles, 30 miles that you're going to do, the difference in time savings is no more than 5 minutes on the average 30 or 40 mile trip.
My name is Mike Oliver. I'm 30 years old. I live on the North Shore of Kauai.
My name is Erica Lindelof. I am 29 years old. I also live on the North Shore of Kauai. We're up in Lake Tahoe enjoying the beauty of the mountains and the lake. Driving 55 and ocean conservation are strongly correlated because of if we are conserving our natural resources and not using excess amount of petroleum, we'll have less of a need for offshore drilling, which can cause a lot of environmental catastrophes with the sea life, with oil spills and everything like that, and also just imposing on the natural beauty of the area.
Living aloha is being respectful, for sure, and, you know, treating other people with aloha and also treating the earth with aloha, really, and the ocean. Just sort of treating people and treating things the way you would like to be treated. And it's an important part of the culture in Hawaii.
I find that driving on Kauai is it's much more laid back. People aren't as much in a hurry to get somewhere. They're just kind of like, you'll get there when you get there.
When you pass somebody on the highway on Kauai, it's pretty dangerous, number one. But when you're going around somebody, you're really only saving yourself like a minute. And what's a minute? Because nothing's going anywhere, you know. See tourists that come to Kauai and they get in their rental cars, and you can sort of tell sometimes that, like, you know, they're used to, say, mainland driving, because they're going real fast, they're tailgating, and it kind of takes a few days, it seems like, generally speaking, you know, from my perspective, for people to really slow down and kind of start going in the pace of Aloha. So if you could bring the Aloha style, say, slow pace of life and driving to, say, California, I think this place would be way better off.
Well, at first, people who go ahead and get one of these stickers and put it on their car, it's a little unnerving because everybody else may be racing around at 70 or 80 and they come up on your bumper and flash their lights and flip you off as they go by and all these things. That's why the stickers make it a lot better. They kind of notify them that, you know, look, hold on, here's what's coming. At first, it's a little unnerving, but as time goes by, I've learned that I can get behind these trucks, and most of them are doing 50, 60 miles an hour already. So that makes it a lot easier to just stay in the right lane and hang with the trucks.
My name is George Whitehill, and I live in Redwood City, California, which is just south of San Francisco. I drive a 2006 Honda Accord Hybrid, and in another month I'm actually going to be 55 years old. I think it's great that the Drive 55 Conservation Project is going out and promoting this and creating awareness out in communities and all across the United States. I've seen the map of people who've joined it, and they have little pins on the map of the United States all over. I think it's great they're promoting it, and I hope more and more people catch on to this great idea. I've known about the Drive 55 Conservation Project for over 2 years. At first, I started playing around with speeds to drive my car at, and found that I got my best mileage about 55 miles an hour, which for my hybrid is 46 miles per gallon. And the reason I know that, it has a little navigation system computer on it. And then I noticed that a lot of people would come up from behind and sit on the tail of my car with their car, pass me, cut me off, honk at me. And so I wanted something on the back of the car to basically say, hey, you know, I'm driving 55 miles an hour because I care about the environment and I care about better mileage, care about saving money. And so I found drive55.org. And on it, I was able to order some bumper stickers so I could put them on the back of my car. So now, a lot of times, people will come up behind me, get up really close, and then some people will just kind of sit with me and stay with me for a while I'm driving, and they're going, hey, yeah, this is a good idea.
Which is really what I've been promoting all along, is that people get this sticker and put it in your car, put it in your window, and that tells the drivers behind you that, you know, there's a conservation-minded driver ahead of you. Slow down, take it easy. And it kind of works a second role, that it makes the driver more aware of their own behavior. Nobody really wants to be a hypocrite, so it helps the driver to moderate, slow down, have a little bit lighter right foot.
Well, my name is Lindsay Klein. I'm 29 years old. I live in Oakhurst, California, and I drive a 2009 Subaru Outback station wagon. Describe myself as, well, I grew up in a rural place. I grew up in West Virginia, so my mom had a garden, so I have a garden. I'm pretty thrifty. I buy lots of fresh fruits and vegetables. I recycle. I do conservation biology, so I mean, I'm pretty much good to the earth. I think the Drive 55 Conservation Project is a really good way to get normal people to help the environment. I think it's something people can do. Anyone can do it. If you have a car, drive the speed limit or lower, you can do it. So it's a very simple way to make you think you're making a small difference, but you're actually making a really big difference.
This is modern day alchemy. Change the lead in your right foot into gold in your pocket. It's easy. It won't cost you anything, and it won't even cost you much time, if any.
My name is Lindsay Klein. I'm going to observe all speed limits, but I'm going to try to never exceed 55 miles per hour.
I'm Scott Johnson. I drive a 2005 Honda Insight. I'll be 55 years old this year, and I drive 55.
Yeah, we drive 55 in Hawaii, And
that's just how we roll.
Yeah.
I'm Kat Cook, and I'm a hypermiler. Drive 55.
My name is George Whitehill, and I drive 55.
My name is Ruth Buxton, and I'm 88 years old, and I drive 55.
My name is Brad Tamman. I'm 30 years old, and I drive 55.
And we don't have to have a law. We get together and we do it because we love the planet, we love our life, we don't want to lose what we have, we want to preserve our life, we don't want to waste our energy. Everybody would just get these bumper stickers like the hula hoop or the pet rock and just make it a popular thing to do. It's hip, it's the cool thing to do.
Now it ain't about just speed, but rather the rate of traffic. Pedal to the floor with metal and plastic cats. It's 5-5 limit, we're driven to push it past it. 9-5 limit, but that's only half and of it. It seems so easy to see why the commuter exceeds. What's been suggested, the speeder risky has to agree to take the stand on his feet and be the best he can be. No other way but to cheat, cause there's so much to complete. Before the end of the week, if traffic lights turn to green, just take a second to breathe. You're not as late as it seems. Slow down, hit the pedal to the left. Progress is obsolete beyond the building of your nest, and this is how we breathe beyond installments in our chest. So speeding off into nothing is the best that we have yet. To mention the attention, moving fast seems to get destination never mentioned so relentlessly. Slow down, let's take it back to 5-5. 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 Slow down, let's take it back to 5.
I'm Ian Flintlita, Good Time Sports Store in Grass Valley, telling you to watch NCTV.